I'm Adam Sessler, but it is my great pleasure to be with Dan Greenawalt, the creative director on the Forza franchise. I have to say, Forza 5 was the game that made me rethink how I felt about driving games. So it's very exciting to hear about Forza 6.
That's great to hear. I mean, that's why we do it. We want to get gamers and turn them into car lovers and car lovers into gamers. And there's no better a prize than capturing Adam Sessler and making him into a car lover.
But you're starting to look at kind of the history of automotive industry, especially in the United States, with attention towards Henry Ford and the legacy of the Ford Motor Company.
So the great thing about working with Ford was we had this inside access. They invited us into the lab where they were designing the Ford GT. And we were just there working with them, found a great symbiosis between our design process and theirs. What I didn't realize is most of Ford didn't even know this car was being built. So we were really behind the curtain. And I was there when they were bringing executives on board and telling them about their own car. It was just this incredible level of access. And now players are going to be doing this week at E3, driving millions of miles on the Ford GT. We can give that test data right back to Ford. They're helping develop the car. This level of interaction and dependency is really cool.
Do you attribute sort of the change in your relationship to the car companies over the past 10 years? Is that just because the game industry itself has become so prominent that it's really to their financial benefit to be engaging with a game to help get the word out about their cars?
Yeah, honestly, you can think of it this way. Ford 10 years ago would have said gamers, and now they go, gamers? That's the difference, right? Us.
In terms of cars, obviously, you love to put as many cars as you can in the game. How does this kind of square up with what you've done in the past? And I've known you for a while now, your level of ambition sometimes terrifies me.
This is a big game. It's got a lot of numbers. It's almost like a lottery ticket, right? It's 1080p, it's 60 frames per second, it's 70-hour career, it's 450 cars. But it's the story between the numbers that's really relevant. It's the diversity of the car list, where we can give people experiences. I mentioned the pre-war cars or cigar cars of Grand Prix. Really getting all that diversity. You're right. I mean, I am very ambitious. I do want us to keep expanding gaming culture and car culture. And the best way I know how to do that is respecting gaming culture and car culture and giving people cool experiences. So all 450 cars are Forza Vista cars. You can open the doors, you can get inside, driving cockpit. That was critical to us so that we don't treat a Datsun like a Datsun. We treat it like a Datsun. You're excited about it. That's how I feel about cars, and I want everybody else to feel the same way.
Have you kind of tweaked, the speed or the rate at which the player can acquire the sexier, far more appealing cars?
Well, let's take a step back for a second. One of the things I love about working on this franchise is the diversity of the players that play it. We've got players that they know cars, they know what they want to do, they couldn't even be bothered by my designery design stuff. They just want to get in and drive their BMW on Laguna Seca. And we have that free play mode, and they can play split screen. There's some players that really want to get immersed in a career. In Forza 6, we have this 70-hour career. And rather than starting you in the lowest end cars, we actually did a survey to say if you could start the game with any sport compact car, anyone in the world, what would it be? And we got back a list, and the top 7 cars that you could start the game with, those are the ones we started you with. There's also great multiplayer. There's some players that don't want to do the free play or the career, they just want to have multiplayer. And we've added new leagues, and there's 24-player multiplayer. So there's kind of something for everything, no matter what kind of player you are. And I love that we're bringing people together and the game fits them like a glove.
You have been with this franchise for 10 years. It really has become a very signature franchise.
It shows.
But do you see where you can keep on going with this genre and with this franchise?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, when you look at gaming trends and car trends, we want to be on the leading edge of both. In the next 10 years, I want us to move into a position where we're creating them. We're creating the trends in millennial culture and getting them into cars. So I don't just want the auto manufacturers to think we should debut a car in Forza for gamers. I want them to think of gamers first when they're designing cars. And I think that's a natural place they're going to go.
Dan, thank you so much. When does Forza 6 come out?
September 15th.
All right, can't wait. Thanks.